Immigration news from Australia, Canada, the USA and Malaysia. The Australian government has published the new immigration strategy, which will also concern foreign students. What's gonna change? English level requirements will be raised. The minimum required result of IELTS or equivalent for a work visa for graduates will be raised from 6 to 6.5. Student visa required score will go up from 5.5 to 6. For students under the University Foundation of the Pathway programs, the required score is 5.5. One more type of visa is also going to change. A temporary graduate visa period will be shortened. Graduates with master's degree will be permitted to work for 2 years instead of 3. After school graduation, you can now work only 3 years instead of 4. The Australian government is not happy that over 50% of former students work unskilled jobs. Extending the temporary graduate visa will only be allowed to those working in the field they've graduated in at skilled positions. A new type of visa will be created for this. There will also be developed a new test for authenticity of potential students' intentions, genuine student test. If an applicant fails it, they won't get a student visa. By mid-2024, the government will issue additional measures of control for students repeatedly applying for a student visa in Australia. Right now, Australia is having increasing numbers of perpetual students who are getting yet another student visa in the country just to have an opportunity to live in it. The government claims that the amount of foreign students who have received a second or third student visa has grown to over 150,000 this academic year. While the wind of change keeps blowing full force, we'll keep an eye on the situation. The US visa will become digital. It's a pilot project and will take at least 18 months to unfold, according to Deputy Assistant Secretary for Visa Services Julie Stuft. Proof of concept was conducted in the US Embassy in Dublin. The visa application process will remain the same. The interview isn't going anywhere, but there will be no visa sticker placed into the passport. All of the data will be stored digitally. E-visa systems are already practiced in countries like Australia and New Zealand. More changes are in the works in the US. One won't need to move out of the US to renew a work visa. Now you won't have to go to Mexico. This could be done in Washington. Earlier, I've told you that you cannot get a US visa while in the US, only extend it or change your status. But things are about to change little by little. Waiting time for an interview for a tourist visa will be shortened. The problem arose during the pandemic, and in some countries, waiting times for B1 and B2 visas are still 1 year or more. Julie Stuft has said that all the changes will be introduced gradually. And to get to Canada, you'll need twice as much money. From the 1st of January 2024, the minimal amount of money required to confirm your financial well-being will double. Those applying for a student visa will now have to show on their accounts not a 10,000 Canadian dollars as before, but a minimum of $20,635, plus the cost of the first year's tuition and a two-way trip. The Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada organization stated that the cost of living requirements haven't changed since the early 2000s, and because of that, students have been coming to the country with not enough money to live. We are revising the cost of living threshold so that international students understand the true cost of living here. This measure is key to their success in Canada, says Mark Miller, Minister of Immigration. Well, that was one way to revise. Malaysia will require tourists to fill electronic forms starting the 1st of January 2024. Malaysia Digital Arrival Card (DAC) is to be filled online 3 days before arrival or the same day. After that, a confirmation email with a PIN code is sent to the indicated address. The confirmation has to be saved as a PDF file and shown at the border upon arrival. Transit passengers not crossing the border do not need the form. We remind you that Russian citizens can stay in Malaysia without the visa for up to 30 days. Well, at least some good news.